Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. This week's video is kind of weird. It's going to require some explanation as to how we got here, and then we'll kind of go into it from there. So this kind of shows us some of the good, the bad, and the ugly parts of keeping exotic pets. And just some of the things that can happen as you go through it. Not every experience is going to be a good one, but you can turn it into a good experience, hopefully, if you're creative enough. And I've found myself in a bit of a weird situation. So, from a couple videos back, we got a gargoyle gecko. Now, from go, the gargoyle gecko wasn't eating, not well anyway. I basically had to force it to eat every time that I tried to feed it. It wouldn't eat crickets. It would only eat crested gecko diet when I basically forced it to. The gecko ended up passing away. I had left it alone for a while to see if I was stressing it out, and checked on it. It ended up not making it, which I did all my research before we got it, made sure temperatures, humidity, lighting, everything was good. It just so happens that apparently gargoyle geckos are one of those ones that sometimes they just don't make it. This is true for any species. There are some that just fail to thrive. But from what I was reading online, it tends to happen fairly frequently with gargoyle geckos. So, the gargoyle gecko is no more, which is the sad and ugly part of this. I was upset for quite a while. I didn't know if I did something wrong. I did a bunch more research after, which is when I found that they kind of fail to thrive sometimes. I made sure that I was doing all that I could, and it just didn't work out. And that happens sometimes when you are keeping pets. And it sucks, but not everything is going to make it. So, instead of throwing away the gecko and just kind of done, we actually decided to do an experiment. So, this is, I suppose, where I put a graphic content warning. If you don't like seeing dead things, skip ahead in the video. I'll try and put a time code on the screen so that you can see when you skip to. I'll give you a second. 3, 2, 1. So the experiment was offering the gecko's body to one of our isopod cultures. So we actually put his body in with the lava culture, and they apparently like meat. I know the lavas and dairy cows, I think, are two of the ones that will actually eat dead animals quite frequently. So we decided to see what would happen if we put the gecko's body in with the lava isopods. And they did a pretty good job for a while. They ate as much as they could. So I think they had trouble kind of getting through the skin at first, so they got his eyes first, and then they got into his body and kind of ate the tissue from the inside. So there was a hole you can kind of see into his body a little bit. I'm fine with morbid stuff. But it was very cool to see how they responded in that situation. After a while, though, obviously keeping their humidity up, it started to decay, and I didn't want to deal with my apartment smelling like dead things. So what we did was we took the gecko's body out, and I put it in with the super worms that I had. I have super worms to feed to our spiders. And this is where the predicament comes from. So upon putting the gecko into the animal graveyard, where all things go to be recycled. Put that in the cupboard that I keep them in, and then we checked on it a little while later. Actually, we checked on it when we were next going to go and feed everybody. Took it out when I was feeding the snakes and the spiders that day. So I took that container back out to see, like, oh, how far have they made it with the gecko body? And they actually consumed most of him. The only things that I managed to find after kind of sifting through it was his little head and like one bone. It was a teeny little itsy bitsy bone. So like they ate most of it. But in that moment, I found something awful. Now, I have no problem with most creatures. The creatures that I do have problems with are beetles. I do not like beetles whatsoever. I am fine with my tarantulas. I'm fine with stick bugs. I'm fine with praying mantises, scorpions, anything like that. I'm totally good. No problems. Beetles, though, I don't like their feet. I don't like the way that they feel. I don't like them. I wouldn't say that I'm afraid of them necessarily, but it's pretty close. Like, I have a very strong reaction to their existence, especially if they touch me. So, while checking on how the gecko's body was doing, we found a darkling beetle, which is the final stage, I suppose, of a superworm, the evolved form, if you will. They're awful. I don't like it. I'm sitting there looking at this beetle in horror and shock. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, this thing has been in a cabinet in the dark, eating basically only dead bodies and like a couple carrots or whatever here and there. I hate this thing. But then I saw it drinking water. Now, the superworms, they're not supposed to make it that far. Like, I have them as food. I don't really put a whole lot of thought into them. They kind of sit in their thing, and when I need them, I feed them to the spiders, and that's it. So it's not like I take care of them like I do with the rest of my animals. This thing has never really gotten water from me. So I put him in this little thing. He's in here, hiding right now, because it's light out. He's in this. I sprayed the inside with water because I was watching him. The enthusiasm with which this beetle was drinking the water droplets made me feel bad. I felt like I did something wrong and I denied it a basic, like a substance that we all need. It's a basic thing that you need to live, is water. And I stared at this beetle for probably 10 to 15 minutes and had like an existential crisis. I felt like I was not properly appreciating all of the different things in my house. So like, who am I to treat the superworms different than I treat my dog or my cat or the snakes or the frogs? So I felt really bad. I teared up a little bit just thinking about the fact that like I felt like I failed this horrible creature. So now I have it as a pet. There was obviously some gentle guidance and manipulation, innocent manipulation from my boyfriend, where he made me feel more bad about it so that I would keep it, because he really likes beetles. I have not willingly gone near one for a very long time. When I was at the expo, I held a little tiny beetle. I don't even know what it was, but it was okay. This guy's pretty big, And I know that he gets bigger, which is where I had my little breakdown. But I could not get over the fact that I felt shitty about it. So now I have a beetle that sits on my desk. And I am going to try and hold it in this video, which is something that I don't like the idea of. Again, I wouldn't say that I'm afraid of them, but I don't want anything to do with them. I don't like it. So it's close enough to a fear that I think this has the potential to show people that you can overcome things like that if you like try and keep yourself calm, think about it rationally. Like, it's not going out of its way to do anything to me, which is true for most animals. So lots of people have fear of spiders, snakes. Those are the two main ones that people are afraid of, snakes and spiders. Most of the time, they want nothing to do with you. They are just doing their own thing. So if I can do this, you can do this if you have a fear of something. So you're gonna get to watch me try and hold it. I don't know how I feel about it, but that's okay. That's part of the process, right? Like, I can reason with myself to know, like, it's not going to hurt me. It doesn't want to hurt me. It just is a thing. And yes, I don't like them. I feel some type of way about them, but that doesn't mean that I need to be afraid of it. So we're gonna try and hold it now. I'm kind of stalling a little bit because I don't... I would say, like, it's kind of like a fear. But let's see how we do. I gotta find him first, which is awful. Probably hiding because we were doing research on him when we found him. Darkling... Ooh! Okay, yeah, I think it's a fear. Darkling beetles don't like light. He just moved and I wasn't ready for it. He made a weird noise. Yeah, they don't like light, so they try and hide from it. He's on a leaf right now. Don't jump off. Don't jump off. He's gonna... Okay, so this is what he looks like. They're, like, pretty big. And they do get bigger than this. I don't know if you can see that. They get bigger than he does, or than he is right now. Which I'm not super excited for, but, like, we'll see. We also looked up, like, kind of what they do, and they're kind of terrifying. They will kind of stay around the superworms, which is their, like, pre-adult stage, and eat them, and then they'll reproduce so that there's more of them, and then they'll eat those too. They'll kind of self-sustain themselves by eating things. So, like, gross. Here we go. Deep breath. You can do this. If I can do this, you can do this. We'll see if I can do it. We're gonna learn. Don't move him though. I have not actually held him yet. This is literally the first time of me trying to hold this beetle. His little hands touched my finger when I was putting him in this enclosure, and I did not like that. He doesn't want to come off. Okay, I need you to... Yeah, back up. Back up. Oh. Okay. We're doing it. They're not... Don't bite me, please. He's just looking around, doing his thing. It's all fine. He's searching for a place to hide. He's very active. He's very interesting to watch. but I don't like him. I don't like his face. But I've decided that I am responsible for this creature, so I need to get over it. Sometimes when you have sentience and like self-awareness, you get to be responsible for things that you didn't necessarily want to be responsible for, and that's how life works. So now, I'm the proud parent of this awful creature, and I'm doing okay. It's not as bad as I thought. I think it's just when I don't expect it, it freaks me out, because like I said, their feet are kind of pointy, but he's big enough that if this landed on me and I did not expect it, I would freak out. It's not so bad. With anything that you have, like if you have a fear of snakes or you have a fear of spiders or anything like that, obviously take it at your own pace. You don't have to just go all out like this and grab something if you're not ready for it. It's okay to look at one in a tank first, or like look at one from a distance, or start with pictures. Like whatever helps you get to that point. And you have to be able to rationalize to yourself that you don't need to be afraid. It's okay if you are, but it's something that you can work to overcome. Fears are natural and they're normal, and sometimes they are instilled in us by relatives or family members, parents.
That's okay. It's something that you can face if you want to on your own time and actually have kind of cool experiences and appreciation for things. That's where I'm at. This video's, again, I tend to make kind of rambling videos, but I think that there is merit in making this, because if I can get over my disdain or fear or whatever you want to call it and hold this thing while it's doing its creepy little walk, knowing what I know about how they survive, where they kind of eat their own young and ugh, you can do it too. This is not something that is out of your reach. This is not something that you are incapable of doing. You are in charge of your own life, and you can do it too, if you want to. He does have a name. I named him Zote the Mighty, who is a character from Hollow Knight, which is a super good game, and it's based on kind of how morbid these guys' lives are. He got a Hollow Knight name. I think it's very fitting. So yeah, that's the video for this week. Here's our little friend Zote. It's not as bad as I thought. I'm doing okay. That's all I have for this week's video, so thank you guys for watching. I hope that this was helpful for somebody, just to see that you can face your fears if you want to at your own pace, and you can work on overcoming them slowly. Remember to like and subscribe, as it helps me know that you guys like the videos that I'm posting, and it encourages me to make more. And remember to do your own research, always. I will see you guys in the next one. You're pooping on me? Why would you do that?